welcome back to my writing and mom vlog. You will be hearing my baby in the background. He's in his little jumper thing, bouncer thing. Full warning, I have been sick this last week. You might be able to hear it a little bit. And because of that, I'm a little bit like foggy in the brain, but I'm still gonna try and make this video for you. Most of it's probably gonna be done with me showing you my screen and just putting audio over that. But I'm gonna walk you through how I make a new book, how I write a new book, and like the process of starting that. I feel like I should actually talk about this project and give more depth than I've been saying that I will, and I've been thinking about it and stuff, but I haven't actually told you what I'm working on. So this is kind of my in-depth, like, here is what I'm working on sort of thing. I'm sorry about the baby in the background. You'll just have to live with it. But yeah, welcome back to my channel, and let's get into it. So this is the first part of the planning and plotting that I really do, is I have kind of a system for it. I found the system on Pinterest, so I haven't used this one specifically before. Just outlining the entire book and like based off these, like the backstory, the catalyst, the big event, the midpoint, the crisis, the climax, the realization. And so this is kind of how I'm building it right now. And I'm putting like kind of like a general thing and then putting a little bit more information on this as well. And it was just so that I could get it on just a little bit more understood here. So I made a Pinterest. I put things kind of like that help with like my thought process and the feel of it. It's not a requirement, but it's something that I like to do just to get my like headspace right. Previously, I've made like wallpapers off of my Pinterest boards and things like that to help me to like have a focus or something to remind me. So that's one purpose for the Pinterest board. And then so this is a picture of what I have on my wall, which is just basically the outline before this outline, which I made with sticky notes, which it was like beginning to end, so I knew the timeline and then where everything fit in. And then I had like the places, like the thought process where it would happen, some of the people, some of the things that are said or things like that. So I just like built it up off of that. So it's basically like I have two ways of plotting. I have paper, and then I did this first, and then I put it on here on Google Docs. And then I had the Pinterest, and then I also have a few other like little things to help me come back to the story. I started writing it on paper. I don't know if I'm going to do that though. I don't know if that's really a good idea. So that is the kind of just the basics of it. And so now I'll go into a little bit more of like what the story is. So if you paused and read some of the stuff, which I don't recommend because it'll spoil my entire book. So the story is a mystery. I'm so sorry. Mom life. Also being tired. Everything's just stacked up. Not tired, sick. Everything just being stacked up, I feel like, has made me a little bit more out of it. So, good luck. Following along. My book is based in a small town. I've kind of picked Washington, which I've done the research for that, but I've chosen Washington. So a small town in Washington state, based off of just like there's all these murders that have happened in this town over a long period of time. It's just like murders or random deaths or unsolved cases and things like that, and it's just built up, and most people in the town just kind of ignore it and let it go. But you have our main character who she hears an account from one of the victim's family members of like the feeling and the loss of her sister. And so the main character hears the story, and it kind of sits with her, and she really starts to think about it, and then she decides to kind of delve into this mystery and to figure out like if it's all actually just a bunch of random coincidences or if it's all tied together, all of these unsolved deaths. And so she starts to investigate it. Yeah, so it's basically that investigation, like, and her figuring out what's going on. But you have kind of a love triangle. It's a love triangle, and people are telling her not to, and so she has this conflict and other things. But generally, it is just a good mystery with romance and a little bit of like a thriller to it and other things. But it's just, yeah. And I don't really want to explain all of it because I don't want to give some of the main points of the book away, because there's turns and turns. What am I trying to say? Not turns, cliffhangers, no, where like you're not something you don't expect. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling well, but turns, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Comment below if you think of the word, because I probably won't. But yeah, so it's just a cool story that I came up with, a mystery that I've solved. So now I have to write it from the point of view of someone who hasn't solved it and help her figure it out. Yeah, but I have the whole thing planned out. I have it all set up, and I love how I've plotted it at this point. Specifically, like I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I know what's happening. I know these points, and I know this story. Now I just need to write it down and go over it 100 more times. Hopefully it will be good. But yeah, now I just need to get to writing, which is the hard part for me currently, as I am not feeling well, brain foggy, as you can tell. So it's not like I'm totally writing right now, because I'm really not. I'm taking it easy. I'm trying not to, but I'm trying not to do this with a foggy brain where I feel like I won't give my best efforts into this. But at the same time, I am dying to write. Like, I'm itching a little bit to get back into it. So that is everything and the whole video. Because I don't have a lot to give this week, and I'm sorry. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again next week. Follow along as I write my mystery romance book, and I will see you again next time. Love you. Bye.